Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Supernatural. I'm taking a break from playing Dark Souls on my computer because it's stressing me out. So I just want something that's going to calm me down. So I thought, what's better than a bit of Sam and Dean for the Dean lovers, a bit of Dean as well. Last episode was Bloody Mary. That was quite an interesting one. It was a nice little twist on the actual legend of Bloody Mary, with the fact that it was going after other people rather than just the ones that said the name in the mirror. And we found out a little bit more about Jessica. Well, we found out that Sam was having the dreams of Jessica for a few days before she died. So he's holding that guilt with him that he could have done something to prevent it. Obviously, he wasn't to know that was what was going to happen. So anyway, this episode is called Skin. Back in episode 1, Dean mentioned a monster called the Skinwalkers. I'm going to guess it's to do with those. Maybe this is the first time that we get to see a Skinwalker on screen. The best way to find out is to watch episode 6, so let's go. Hi, this is Scott from the future. I'm just popping in to say that throughout this episode, and in my review at the end, I keep calling this creature a Skinwalker. If I'm doing a little bit of research, it's just a Shapeshifter. But for some reason I got into my head that it's a Skinwalker, so I apologise. Well, jumping straight in with the violence. In the Garden of Eden, baby. I'll probably have to take the music out, so that's why it's quiet. Is that Dean? That looked like Dean. Is she a demon? Yeah, it's Dean. So if my theory on it being a shapeshifter is correct, that's not actually Dean. Or, okay, I was going to say it's one of those where you see, there's a phrase for it that I can't remember the term is, but the episode starts like in the future and your character's in like a weird predicament. You're like, what? And then it jumps back in time.
You doing what?
Look at that phone. The good old days.
Emails from who?
From my friends at Stanford.
You kidding? You still keep in touch with your college buddies?
Why would he
Why
not?
not?
I'm guessing Dean's not got a lot of friends, so he probably doesn't understand what it's like to have friends.
I just don't tell him everything.
Especially if he's been on the road with the dad. He's got John all this
So what am
time.
I supposed to do? Just cut everybody out of my life?
That's maybe all he's got, so he doesn't understand what it's like to just
Look, it sucks.
not
but
cut people out.
a job like this, you can't get close to people, period.
Yeah, see,
Kind of antisocial.
it's really
you know
sad.
that? I went to school with her and her brother Zach. She says Zach's been charged with murder.
Dude, what kind of people you hanging out with?
Mm-hmm.
No, man, I know Zach. He's no killer.
But that's
You know
what
Zach as well as he knows
everyone
you.
says. I know it's probably going to turn out it's not him. It's a demon. But if anyone's watched any true crime
It
documentary,
is our problem. They're my friends.
they'll have heard the
400
phrase,
miles behind us,
I
Sam.
never thought he could do something like this. So, just because you know someone, they could be the nicest, sweetest, most innocent people, and loveliest person that you've ever met, doesn't mean they can't kill someone.
Oh my god, Sam.
Well, if it isn't little Becky.
And you know what you can do with that little Becky crap.
Ooh, daddy.
Dean, older brother.
Hi.
Hi.
We're here to help.
I'm gonna guess he's gonna flirt with every woman he ever meets in this series.
Zach came home and he found Emily tied to a chair. And she was
I like the
beaten up
opening.
and bloody and she wasn't breathing. And they arrested him. But the thing is, the only
They've got
way
him.
that Zach could have killed Emily is if he was in two places at the same time.
Oh, closest person is
And
normally your
It shows Zach
prime
coming home
suspect.
at 10:30.
I just don't think this is our kind of problem. Two places at once. We've looked into less.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna guess at some point in the show they're gonna get involved with something that seems supernatural but isn't, because that's the trouble. Is that they only want to do supernatural jobs, which makes sense. That's their kind of forte.
No, I want to help.
I'm surprised you'd want to go in there, to be honest.
They say that Emily let her attack her in. And the lawyers, they're already talking about a plea bargain.
Thinking about this legally though, there's video of him entering that place.
And yet-
She, as far as we're aware, has no evidence to
something.
prove
About a week before, somebody broke in here.
that he was at the house with her. So legally, dead to rights. Alright, Cujo.
You know, that used to be the sweetest dog.
Animals can have a sharp sense of the paranormal.
Yeah, maybe Fido saw something.
That's in quite a lot of
So you
literature
think
and
maybe this is our kind of problem?
stuff about dogs sensing ghosts and
But we should.
spirits. Well, you're not him, clearly. God, he's got massive eyebrows, hasn't he? I wish my eyebrows were like normal, but like that. A bit more like that, a bit more filled in. You perv. Oh. Hello. I like the little cross effect that it did when it came on. Wow. Surely the police would have seen that. I mean, do they know what demons are? It's like a whole Buffy thing where you live in that kind of place where there's so much demon activity. You'd think that the cops would know what the things are that go bump in the night, but they don't always.
Lindsay?
Shit.
It's okay, Lindsay, it's me.
Please don't hurt me anymore.
So he's already pretending to be this dude to attack Lindsay. What's his motive? Watch your back. Yeah, I really like the kind of like shutter effect it does on the eyes. But yeah, if you haven't guessed by now, by watching the few episodes of Supernatural, I'm really into knowing why people or demons or things do what they do. I like a good motive.
Blood. Somebody came
Blood.
this way.
You seem like such a nice guy.
See? I mean, I know he didn't do it, but it's just that famous phrase.
Shapeshifter? Something that can make itself look like anyone?
Every culture in the world has its shape.
That's what I said.
The trail suddenly ends.
Well, there's another way to go.
In the bin?
Down.
Oh. Come on, Sam, you idiot. You should have been able to put that together.
The shapeshifter could be using the sewer system to get around.
Could be,
think
could
you're
be.
right.
Anyone watching, have you ever been in sewer? Because I never have. And I bet it
This from his victim.
reeks.
When the shapeshifter changes shape,
Mm.
maybe it sheds.
Oh, that's not a nice image.
No matter what kind of shapeshifter it is, there's one sure way to kill it.
Shooting
Silver
it.
bullet to the heart.
That's right.
Oh. Like a werewolf. Which is
This is Sam.
in some form of shapeshifter, I suppose.
They checked it out and they told me that there is no Detective Dean Winchester.
Once again,
Back.
No, I don't understand
their
why you would
lies
lie to me about
fall
something like
through.
I think we're close to its lair.
Ugh.
Why do you say that?
This is another puke-inducing vial next to your face.
It looks like it. Look! So my next question that I want to know is, can it just be anyone that it wants? Does it have to do like an Animorphs thing where it has to touch the person, then it can become them? Or can it just change at will? Because if it can just change at will, I was going to say you don't know who it's going to be, but if it's got to go and shed the skin, then that does change things.
No, he's gone.
All right, let's get back to the car.
That's the demon. There's something suspicious about the timing of him walking off with a gun and then him coming back. Knew
I
it.
think he found.
A thought form, a psychic projection, remember?
All right. Here you go.
I think Sam's onto you. It must have some sort of, I don't know, like memories of Dean, because how do you know all that stuff's under there?
done with him?
Why'd you pull the trigger then?
Don't let him get close to
You're
Sam.
not sure. Dude, you know me.
Oh, that made me jump. Oh boy. It's one of my pet peeves, right? And I hope you all understand. When someone on a TV show or movie has a gun pointed at someone, and they're like, don't come any closer, don't come any closer, or whatever, and the person's walking towards them, I'm like, you're letting them get too close every time, and they always like knock the gun out of the way or whatever, and it fucking gets on my tits.
I swear, the more I learn about you and your family.
Sorry?
I came from a bad background.
Okay, so we can read into like Dean's mind and stuff.
He sure got issues with you. You got to go to college. He had to stay home. I mean, I had to stay home.
He could have left though, he had a choice.
See, deep down, I'm just jealous.
Kiss him. Why does the demon care?
Left me with your sorry ass.
Shapeshifter. Why is he going into all
Still
this?
this life. Like little Becky. You know Dean would bang her if he had the chance.
Dean would bang virtually anybody who had the chance.
Oh, hi.
I know what you're gonna say.
Oh, you do?
Well, no, not exactly.
Better be you, Sam, and not that freak of nature.
Yeah, it's me. He went to Rebecca's.
You picked the handsome one.
Well, they're both handsome, so
So
I'll
you're
lay that argument
saying
for the
that
comments.
there's something else. Well, what is it, like a genetic freak?
Don't piss it off.
Maybe. So maybe this thing was born human,
Mm.
but was different. Hideous. Until he learned to become someone else.
I wonder what it actually looks like.
Yeah.
Like its true form. I hope we get to find out. I don't get what he gets out of this. Like, he's just mutilating girls a little bit. Is that it?
I gotta...
Because as far as we're aware, he's not killed anyone.
Drop the knife!
Now back to the beginning of the episode.
Drop the knife!
Yeah. Is this not going to have lasting consequences for Dean though? Like, not only did he have an APB put out on him for torturing a girl, but he then threw a knife at a cop, which may or may not have killed him. Oh, Dean. Dean. Oh, his fingernails are coming off. Oh. Ew. This is really gruesome. Very nice, very nice.
It's not even a good picture.
I would have thought of him driving my car.
All right, come on.
It's killing me.
Let it go.
Finally, something went right tonight.
Gonna say it's not gonna be that easy, so I'm curious to see how they get out of this, because there's a manhunt
Look, they can't
for
hold me.
Dean.
Just go. Keep it.
So how is this gonna affect? Obviously, there's a way they get out of it, because unless all 15 seasons are on the run from the police, which I know doesn't happen.
Becca?
So say the shapeshifter is real. By the way, you know you're crazy.
Oh,
But,
didn't see that coming.
Say it is real. You are crazy.
Well,
What happened?
there you go.
What are you gonna do to me?
Who is it now? Dean
I'm not
again.
gonna do anything.
Fair enough.
Dean will, though.
It's interesting that when it shapeshifts into different people, it has their clothes on as well. Come on, Sam. That was too easy. If this show's anything like, say, Charmed, I think it's going to be the first of many times we're going to see Sam and Dean kicking the crap out of each other.
Hey!
Shoot him! Just shoot him! What are you waiting for? Thank you. I was wondering, does the shapeshifter turn back? Because on some things, like when the monster's defeated, it just automatically reverts back to its normal form. If not, that's maybe how they get out of the police chasing him. Here's his dead body.
Nobody knows that you do this.
No.
Did Jessica know?
No, she didn't. Cops are blaming this Dean Winchester guy for Emily's murder.
I really wish things could be different, you know? I wish you could just be Joe College.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's nice of him though, considering we know that's not how he really thinks.
Sorry, I'm gonna miss it. How many chances am I gonna have to see my own funeral?
So that was season 1, episode 6, Skin. It was interesting because shapeshifters in all different kind of films and TV always seem to have a lot of different rules. So it was fun to see kind of how they interpreted it on this show. And in this one, they had to literally shed the skin of the person they were pretending to be. And that was really gross. Like the scene where it basically was shedding Dean's skin in the sewers was gross and body horror and very Cronenberg, and I loved it. It was great. It was disgusting. It made me feel a bit sick at times. More so like the little like pools of like skin and fleshy stuff that were just being left everywhere were gross. But it was fun. I thought at some point it may have taken over the form of Sam, but it didn't. But considering it can pretty much turn into whoever it wanted to, it obviously liked being Dean. It was strange because it could access all of Dean's memories. But like, why does it care? Like, do you know when it had the whole monologue? You did this to me, I went to college, blah, blah, blah. why did it care so much? I mean, don't get me wrong. For a viewer, it was important because we were learning what was really going on inside Dean's head. So we get the importance of why it did that. But why does the demon care so much? Why would it not have just gone, yeah, Dean hates you, he thinks this, that, and the other, right, buy him off to do what I want to do, which is basically mutilate women? Was that all it wanted to do? Please tell me in the comments if I missed something about why it was doing what it was doing. It just appeared to me that it just liked to mutilate girls, but it didn't kill them, so I'm not 100% sure fully on its motives. But the episode overall was really fun. I'm surprised it didn't have a part where, like they do on almost every like show, whether it's body swaps or whatever, where they didn't have a who's the real Dean? Is it this one? Is it this one? And then they say something. I mean, there was a bit of a switcheroo, but they let us know pretty quickly that Dean wasn't Dean, even though it was kind of obvious. But I kind of like that they didn't do the whole, there's always like someone's being held at gunpoint and there's two of them. Who do I shoot? Like, it's kind of tired and it's done a lot. And yeah, it might happen at some point in the show because there's so many episodes, like 300 episodes or something. But it was good that they didn't do that, at least the first time round anyway. But overall, I thought the episode was strong. It's good to see skinwalkers and shapeshifters. I would have loved to see what its actual form is. I think we got little hints of it as it was shedding the skin. But when it was telling the story about the skinwalkers, it did say about how it was born ugly, I suppose. So I'm hoping that at some point we do get to see what it looks like in its true form. It was the first time it really kind of put the idea into my head that their whole life can change so quickly. And what I mean by that is, when Dean was on the run from the police, I was like, how are they going to get out of this? And there's a possibility that at least for a few episodes they could have had Dean being wanted and being on the run, so that changes how they investigate crimes. And maybe at some point a police officer might recognise them, or they'll be on another crime scene at some point because they're always pretending to be detectives and officers and experts. So at some point in the next few seasons, maybe their faces run through, is it called CODIS in America? And it flags up that he was wanted for murder. And maybe at some point it will link to this episode. So that'd be really fun if they do that. But at the moment, they think Dean's dead. His body has been found with bullets in it. And so that could raise some interesting points down the line where they try and check his identity and it's like, ooh, you're meant to be dead. Who knows? Anyway, let me know what you thought of episode 6. I feel like this was a really strong episode, actually. So let me know what you thought of episode 6 in the comments below. My name is Scott. I hope you're all really well. Hope you're all safe. And I'll see you all in episode 7. Bye, guys.